So good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm live this morning with Louise Fowen, who has been working with me on my group mastermind program since September. So Louise, would you like to introduce yourself and just say a little bit about what you do?
Yep, so I am Louise Fowen. I am a copywriter and I specifically help female coaches by writing their website content and sales page content for them to help them get leads through those pages, basically.
Fantastic, fantastic. And where were you in your business when you decided to join the mastermind program?
So I started my business kind of halfway through 2018, and to be honest, I've come out of working in a corporate environment as an employee for 20 years. So starting a business was completely, thrown in at the deep end, completely new to me. Didn't have a clue what I was doing. And to be honest, since I started, I was kind of just drifting, sort of doing odd things, learned how to kind of attract clients, that kind of thing, but didn't really know what I was doing in terms of kind of business planning and how to move myself forward, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I was kind of drifting, really, I think.
Drifting along, and I think that's
Drifting along and getting distracted by 5-day challenge here and learn this here, and seeing all these things that other people are doing, and thinking, oh, I've got to be doing that, oh, I've got to be doing that, or and not knowing which way to turn, sort of thing. I
I
think.
think that's quite common, isn't it? We do quite often. We come out of our corporate role into this online space, which is actually really different to anything we've ever known before, and we realise that we know our stuff in what we do, but we've got this business which we
Yeah.
have to actually run, which is like a bolted on the side, and it can be very, very daunting.
It is
to-
quite overwhelming, I think.
yeah, very
Definitely.
overwhelming because there's so much information out there online, isn't
Yeah,
it? But like you say, lots of 5-day challenges, lots of people sharing their knowledge, which is amazing.
yeah,
There's a
definitely.
wealth of stuff out there, but it's knowing what to focus on, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, like you say, you can get overwhelmed by it all. And then, imposter syndrome kicks in because you're seeing what other people are doing. And then you start procrastinating over what you're doing. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming when you start.
So what specifically made you join the mastermind?
So for me, I think it was just partly having some accountability for what I
Mm.
was doing. So, working in corporate, and I worked at home a lot when I worked the last sort of 5 years. I worked in corporate, and I was absolutely fine working at home because I knew what I had to do. That was my job. I was accountable. People would know if I didn't do it because my work wouldn't be produced. So I could just get on and do it without even thinking about it. But then, and I thought I'd be the same working for myself. But when you haven't, obviously I get client work done, but when it's your own stuff, you need to get done, and there's not that accountability there. I kind of really struggled with that. So that was kind of part of it. The other part was just kind of learning how to plan properly. So, like I say, I was kind of drifting and getting very distracted. I know that you're supposed to kind of plan, but it was like, well, how much time should I leave for each thing? How far ahead should I be looking? How do I get from that to that? How do I break a plan down? That kind of thing. So I kind of wanted to get into more of the planning side of my business as well, and just kind of ideas about how to manage my time, that sort of thing. I think so. Yeah, that's kind of why I joined. I've been in your Facebook group for a long time, so and I'd always kept thinking I'd love to work one to one with you,
Oh, wow.
um, but unfortunately, that's just not affordable for me at the moment. So having the group, and obviously you had a very good offer because it was your first one, so I couldn't pass on it, really. It was
I'm
too
glad
good
you
an
did.
opportunity to miss.
I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you took me up. So where are you now in your business? Where having worked with me and the others in the group for the last 3 months, where are you now?
Yeah, so definitely a lot less overwhelmed. Obviously, it was great. So now I've got a 3-month plan, which obviously we're coming to the end of, sorry, at the end of this year. But I've already started thinking about my next 3-month plan for next year.
Brilliant.
And that plan's kind of, although there's nothing kind of that's really taken me out of my comfort zone, there's jobs that I've been trying to do for like a year, procrastinating over, that I'm finally getting done, and it was really great to kind of get it on my plan and break it down how I was going to do it week by week, to get it done in that time. So yeah, definitely a lot less overwhelmed, and also having that plan has helped me kind of stop getting distracted by all the other things that keep coming up, you know, if there's like a 5-day challenge and that's kind of thing, unless it's helping me towards my plan, then I've kind of said, nope, I'm not going to do that, you know. And just feel a lot more organized as well, I think. And you know, having that accountability there, like I say, even though, you know, I know you're not going to say, oh, you're really bad because you haven't done something one week, you know, and I have come to the meetings on the odd week said, oh, I've been really rubbish this week, I haven't managed to do anything, you know. It's most weeks I have done something, because there's that, oh no, I haven't done it, we've got a meeting tomorrow, I've got to say, what can I say I've done, right, okay, let's do something, you know. So it does, it's been good in sense of that. What else, my mind's gone blank now. So yeah, and just having the group as well. So although I kind of joined it for access to you, I realized actually having it as a group is actually really nice, because get to know the others really well, you get to see what they're doing in their businesses, and it gives, you know, it's kind of sparks ideas for what you're doing. And it's good, you know, I've been able to you know, kind of help put in my 2 pence worth when other people have needed support and that sort of thing. That's so, yeah, the whole sort of support aspect of the group has been lovely.
Yeah, and it has been a very supportive group. And I think, you know, I've been in my own mastermind this year for the last 6 months. When I say my own, I mean one that I was in with my coach. And yeah, we felt the same, you know, we all rallied around to support each other, and you make new business friends that way, and you know who to go to, who's an expert in their field when you need their help. So you go to them because you've got that know, like and trust with them, and they've got that with you, and it's really helpful, isn't it?
Definitely,
It
yeah,
is.
definitely.
So yeah, I think we've covered the next question really, which I was going to ask, which is what it's like working in the mastermind. Is there anything else you'd like to say around that?
Yes, I mean, like the group calls are brilliant, because I mean, I really like the way, like I say, when I've come and said, oh, I've been really rubbish this week, I think it's great because you've said, well, hang on a minute, you've obviously got a block there, and we've kind of talked through sort of working out actually what is holding me back from doing that. You know, sometimes it is just a matter of, oh, I ran out of time that week, but other things it is because I'm kind of feeling a block or some resistance there, which you've helped me kind of recognize, talked it through. So that, yeah, so there's that as well. And also I really liked, obviously at the beginning we did the whole SWOT analysis thing, so the strengths, weaknesses, and I think I pretty much had nothing down for my strengths or just 1 or 2 things, loads of things down for my weaknesses, hardly any opportunities. And you know, and having talked through that with you, you made me realize actually I do have a lot of strengths, you know, and so it's really sort of boosted my confidence. You know, and you gave me tips about how to actually, you know, sort of try and crack the whole imposter syndrome thing, you know, sort of write down like all the testimonials I've had and all the feedback I've had and that kind of thing. And also really helped me sort of see what the opportunities were as well. So it's kind of made me quite excited for next year, sort of thinking of little bits and pieces I can do to start pushing myself out of my comfort zone, you know, and doing more for my business and moving forward, definitely.
Brilliant.
Yes,
Absolutely. And I think just going back on that whole SWOT thing, nobody likes doing the SWOT analysis. I think it's perceived a little bit sort of corporate-y, but none of my clients ever really enjoy it. But we do it for that reason, to understand what your strengths are.
yeah,
It's so important to know what your strengths are so that you can build on them and feel confident with the person that you are. That whole imposter syndrome thing, you know, is about, you know, there's lots to it, but you know, very briefly, it is about that belief in yourself and understanding who you are, where you've come from, what skills you have, the strengths that you have to take you on through your business. And then again, looking at the opportunities, it's so important, certainly in a year like the year we've had, to
definitely.
know what opportunities are out there, but also to create your own opportunities, which we can all do.
Yeah,
And that's something that I'm really quite passionate about at the moment, is that, you know, how do we create our own opportunities so that we can go out there and be the best that we can be and deliver, you know, do the work that we want to do. It's so important to do that. So I love how the group has sort of rallied around, and we see opportunities from working with others, and we all rally around to cheerlead each other when we've got an opportunity that's come to mind, and we, you know, we support each other, don't we, you know, with putting that into place. Brilliant.
And also like just going through the threats as well, kind of made me realize some of these threats were actually just stories I was telling myself, that actually they're not really threats. They're probably, things like, oh, well, it's COVID, so no one's going to be buying anything. Actually, that's not really true. It's not really, that's just a story I'm telling myself that
Yeah.
holds me back, So
Yeah.
that's really good as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is happening. It is out there, but there are people who do have money to pay for your
Yeah,
services. You know that because you've got money to pay for some of the things that you want to do, whether
yeah,
it's with your
exactly. Yeah,
business or in your personal life. So
yeah,
it is a story,
it is.
and it is about getting over that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
definitely.
what's been the greatest thing for you? If there's one thing, what's been the greatest thing for you in the
Oh my
last?
word. I don't know if I can just pick one thing. I think it's oh, I don't know. I suppose it's having access to you. I think your I love your approach, because it's quite a gentle approach. So
Yeah.
rather than being, no, you need to do that, it's you're sort of forgiving but encouraging at the same time. I think like I said before, you kind of help overcome these blocks to sort
Yeah.
of like help push me forward. So that's been really good.
Well, that's brilliant. Yeah, I would never be the headmistressy type of, and like you say, we do go through weeks when we don't get much done, and
Yeah,
there's reasons for that, and it can just be that we're not feeling too great, or our heart's not in it, or we just haven't. Other stuff's come up, but sometimes it is pure procrastination, and if it's
yeah,
procrastination, there's a reason why we're procrastinating.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
have to sort of break that down, because otherwise you can go a long time without getting stuff done, and then then you're in that position where it becomes, it's a molehill to start with, but it becomes such a mountain.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
about breaking that down.
yeah,
Brilliant.
definitely.
So what would you say to somebody who's sitting out there now thinking, I'm not sure whether to join this program or not in January? What would you say to them?
I'd say do it. It's a no-brainer, really. So yeah,
Brilliant.
I mean, it's a lovely group. I really look forward to our meetings every Friday morning. I'm quite excited about Fridays. So, got
Yeah,
a little
and
group
me.
chat.
I love our
Um,
Fridays.
so yeah, definitely do it, because like I said, it's really good being in a group as well. I think just getting that support, and obviously we've got the Facebook group, so even outside of those
Yeah,
meetings, we're always communicating with each other and helping each other out, throughout the week.
yeah,
So
that's been
that's
great.
really
Yeah,
valuable as well, definitely. So yeah,
brilliant.
definitely do it.
Brilliant. And what about you then, Louise? What's happening for you and your business in 2021?
So thinking about my next 90-day plan, my first thing will be starting an email list, a lead magnet and an email list.
Yeah.
That's what will be my plan for the start of next year.
Great.
And also rejoining the group as well. Rejoin your group.
Yes, I'm
We
so
want to
excited.
continue and do it again
Brilliant. I'm so
in
excited.
January. So yeah, and just continue
Fantastic.
moving forward rather than drifting.
Yeah, and that's great. And I'm delighted that you're joining the group again for January. I really, really am. And you know, it is so easy to get in drift mode. And I think at this time of the year, we sit down and we think, right, I'm going to plan. We review my year, and I'm going to plan for next year, and we put these grand plans in place. But something might happen that just doesn't go to plan, and it really sets the course on a different course, doesn't it? It sets us
Yeah,
off doing something else or not doing. I mean, if we're doing something else, that can be okay as long as we're aiming towards that main goal. But it's when it just sets us adrift completely. I
yeah,
read a post on LinkedIn earlier about somebody who was trolled on social media, which happens to a lot of us. But they were trolled so badly that they took a step back and stopped promoting themselves and selling.
yeah,
And so, this particular person has obviously turned things round. That's what the post was about that I was reading. But if how long did it take to turn those things around, and what she missed out on in the meantime? So this program is all about just being focused, keeping that focus, and also having that support there, so that if trolling does happen, or
yeah,
anything else for that matter, if it does happen, you've got the support to see you through, because it's
yeah.
very isolating being a business owner, isn't it?
It is, yeah, yeah. You definitely need that support, but and it's other people that understand the position you're in as well. That's a good thing, I mean, you can talk to friends and family, but if they're not in you know, if they're not self-employed in a similar kind of business, or then they just don't, you know, they don't understand. It's not their fault, but they don't understand. So you do
No,
need other
it's
kind of
absolutely
business
true.
people who are in a similar position to you, who understand, you know. Yes,
Yeah,
that support is definitely invaluable.
yeah, definitely, definitely. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for your time this morning,
You're
Louise.
welcome.
That's absolutely brilliant. So, for anybody who's thinking about joining the program, I've got an early bird offer on it until Friday at 5 o'clock, because I'm not sitting up until midnight waiting for people to make that decision. So doors close for the early bird at 5 o'clock on Friday. So it's 997 is the main price, but it's 797 with the early bird. And if you would like to chat to me to see if it's a good fit for you, then please do send me an email at hello@fayblakey.com, or send me a direct message, or click. I'll pop the link below, and you can click there, and there's a button on the sales page where you can book a call to chat with me. I'd be delighted to talk to you. And that's all I need to say on that. So I'll say bye-bye. Thank you. Bye for now.